Hey, welcome. EUC Learn Along. What do we got today? Well, we jumped around. So we did two parts for clustering. And then we jumped to app packages for FlexApp. There we go. All right, so now we're going to finish our Part C for Windows clustering. So we did a file share cluster, scale out file cluster. What else did we do? Cluster. We looked at Windows Admin Center briefly for cluster management. Node storage disk. Cluster shared volume. That's right. All right, so we looked at that. Something for profiles. So we can do. We got something for our profile containers. Make them highly available if you're using Windows to manage that. If you ain't got no money. All right, so now while we're looking at it, we'll look at SQL. So right now with our somebody was driving by. SQL in our environment, we have a single point of failure. Again, it's just a lab environment, but we're trying to build upon making our environment more redundant, more best practice, more by the book. So we're getting there. We're just doing it slow, learning basics, how to just get things going, let you play around. Now, getting into more fancy stuff. Still high level, but we'll dig into the nitty and gritty as we go along. So let's get this going. So I already got SQL installed on here. I'll boot this server up as well. So for our use case, for our Citrix lab, we got this server set up. I use SQL Express. Oh, excuse me. Looks like this is 2022. Wait for it to come up. And I believe we are using, yes, SQL Express. And I could migrate, we could migrate the data off of here to our new cluster that we're about to set up. Great. But I need to start doing some rearranging. Yes. Did some cleanup. Now I need to start getting stuff to the other storage. Can I do it? Let's see. Yep, so that's SQL Express. All right, so yes, the availability group option is not available for SQL Express. So that's another reason to install SQL, non-Express, whatever you want to call it. And we're using the eval edition. So we've seen how to set that up before. Next type setup. Anyhow, I installed it, saved some time. So let's get started. All right, so we got SQL installed on server A and B. Server C is our file witness and our iSCSI target. And we already have clustering set up on this machine. We created a cluster A and we set what we needed for the validation checks to clear. There's a couple things that we're not going to look at, like the network piece. I just created a random NIC on both of these to meet the requirements. I'm not going to set up another virtual network, virtual switch on here, and what else? Something with DNS or DHCP? I can't remember. But all right, there's our cluster. Okay, that's fine. And we'll do the same thing on B. Da, 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 da. All changes made will be saved, however, will not take until the services stop. Got it. All right, so I think we're good. We'll restart. There we go. Let's wait on B. All right, so we got SQL on here. We got availability groups enabled. The only other thing, if you were setting these out on a separate server, all you need is the cluster setup. I got a lot going on these because I don't have room to create too much. Anyhow, add roles and features. And as you saw in the previous videos, just enable the clustering feature, and that's all you need. Probably should have covered that first. But you'll need it on both of your nodes. All right, next. Is it a feature or is it a role? Feature. Yep. So install that on your group. All right, so back to A. All right, so we got our management software on here. There we go. So I'm not sure what this is by default, but we'll leave it optional. There we go. All right, got our availability groups. We don't have anything yet, and we will connect to server B. Take your time. Servers here not accessible there. Um, Pretty sure we got everything. Mm, let's see, let's see. Storage, Microsoft. Server B. Temp. Access denied. Oh, remote connections. Okay. All right, so we got to enable some stuff. Yep. Properties. This thing is probably going to run slow for a little bit. Automatic. I gotta remember this piece. Starting. It's going really slow. All right, that's good. Close that. Advanced connections. Yep, that's on by default. it's running. Let's try it again. Establish connect SQL Server. SQL Service configure. Name pipes. Name pipes. I need to wait until that finishes. Oh, it finished. Let's go back. Of course. Restart. Restart. Let's give this thing some room to breathe. Starting, okay. Awesome. Mandatory, optional, connect. All right, can I connect to server B? Server B, there we go. Read the messages, took care of that. Awesome. So now I can access my servers from here. We got everything restarted. We got availability groups enabled. So now what we don't have is a database. All right, so let's create new. What name do we want to give it? We don't care. Database. That's a good name. All right, so we have a database. Let's create a new availability group. We will use the wizard. I don't know. What name do we want to give it? Group. All right, we got failover cluster. Database level. Detection. All right, that should be good. All right, so full backup is required. All right, so need to enable that. Oh, I'm getting yelled at. Gotta hurry up. Option. Alright, full backup is required. New availability group wizard. Call it group A. Alright, so full backup is required. Oh, I must perform a full backup. Oh, okay. Task, backup, full, okay. No data in there. Great. Let's try this once more. Meets prerequisites. Well, thank you. Alright, so we got server A. We will add server B. Automatic failover up to, you can create automatic failover. Alright, so let's read this. Synchronous commit, the replica. Support manual failover. Automatic failover. So we want automatic failover. It will support both automatic. Excuse me. It's coffee. Secondary node. In the secondary role, it will not allow any connections. Alright, so that's fine. Endpoints, backup. Alright, so let's create a listener. What do we want to call this? SQL dash listener. I spell that right? 1433 static IP. Yep. Dot 35. Alright, so we need an IP address. Oh, I hear a monster coming. Yeah?
You know, I just pooped in the toilet.
Well, good job. Go wipe your booty butt, and I'll be down there in just a second, okay?
Okay, I'll wait for you.
Okay. Oh my goodness. We're really about to wrap this up. I need an IP address. Sort by data. 151. I need to look at that. Files 52. Okay. Oh my goodness. Why am I drawing a blank? All right, we'll do 160. All right, so we got replicas. We got a listener, automatic seating. Sure. Validate everything looks good. Let's create. Pray that it works. That way,
I wipe my butt.
good job.
And could you see my poo poo that I did?
Okay, I'll be there in just a minute.
Okay.
You see that little green bar? Once it's done. All right. Everything looks good. Let's close it. We got our group A. We got our replicas. We got our database. And we got our listener. All right, we're green here. Did it create our listener? Refresh. Oh my goodness. Uh, 35 dots. 160. And let's create SQL dash listener 192.168.35.160. Pretty sure. Trying to rush. Refresh. Oh my goodness. Well, what happened? There we go. Oh, okay. I don't know. All right. Well, I gotta go take care of someone. I will post in the blog. Blog. Yep, it's both. The last couple pieces for this, but essentially, you have a cluster set up, high availability group for your SQL database, and maybe I'll create a part C-2 and we'll finish it up. Anyhow, hope you learned something.